Hey guys, it's Bianca and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be reviewing and testing out and doing a first impressions on the Dewy Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I have tried the previous matte one that they had launched years ago, and that was a severely high coverage matte foundation that kind of smells a little bit like Play-Doh. But they have recently brought out the Dewy one. So I actually got this like a couple months ago. Well, not months, I'm being so dramatic, like a few weeks ago, but we have recently started construction in our house, so I haven't actually had a quiet time and space to film for you guys without hearing like crashing and building and all sorts of stuff like that. But in today's video I have some time and obviously a quiet space to do that for you guys, so I'm very excited to see. Also because I have started Orotane, which means that my skin is going to be a lot more drier, so this could not have come in a better time. So yes, like I said, this is their Dewy version, so they now obviously have a matte, and this is now their Dewy. So this has actually, I can smell that it is slightly fragranced. It has like a rose kind of smell to it. The other one in comparison just smells so like Play-Doh and like almost salty. But anyway, so I'm not going to use any primer on my skin because I want to see how it works specifically on like bare skin with moisturizer or anything like that, because I don't want to change or, you know, do anything to the foundation. So I think the price point for this is just over 100 Rand. When I bought the matte one, it was literally like 99 Rand, but that was like a couple years ago at least. But then I did also, I think it was a 3 for 2, so if you bought 2 things you got like 1 thing free. So obviously I got their sponge is absolutely incredible, the foundation, and then I got their Mega Protein waterproof mascara, which is probably the most waterproof mascara I've ever tried in my life, and it does not budge, which is great. But anyway, so let's get started with the foundation. So I'm not sure if the coverage is the same as the matte one. The matte one has absolutely insane coverage, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just pop some on my skin and see what happens. There is no like pump, it's just like a spatula formation. And what I will do is that I will apply it with a brush, and then I will go in with a sponge if I need to smooth any brush lines or press it into the skin, stuff like that. But the color match seems to be pretty accurate on me. There are no testers because we're in a global pandemic, so obviously they're just trying to keep as much hands off the shelves as possible, which I totally understand. But for the life of me, I couldn't remember what my last shade was, but I always know that it's in the lighter shades whenever I try out foundations. But yeah, it actually smells nice, and I don't know if sensitive skins will react badly to this, but it does have a much more pleasant smell than the matte one. So I think they kind of listened to the criticism on that regard, because that smell was not it. I kind of bypassed it because I did like the foundation, but it just, and the smell kind of lingered, so it wasn't fabulous. But this is one layer of evenly distributed foundation, and it is looking really pretty on the skin. I don't know if it's gonna set anymore. I'm so used to the matte one setting so super quickly, but I do feel like I just need a tiny bit more coverage on my cheeks and my jaw area. What the hell? That fly just moved in on my head. That's disgusting. Anyway, yeah, I would say the color is pretty accurate considering that this is the lightest one. And anything after that, because they don't have an amazing shade range, after that I think it would be maybe a bit too dark. I would say this is more like a, if I look closely I can kind of see the pinky undertone of this one. So it is a bit pink for me. I'm quite a yellow undertone, but I'm just gonna add a bit more coverage to where I need it. This does feel really nice and lightweight, which is nice because you don't want a heavy dewy foundation. It's probably the worst combination in the world if I think about it, a heavy dewy foundation. I do hope that this does not transfer though, because that's the one thing that turns me off on dewy foundations, is how it transfers everywhere. But it is like applying beautifully, and it's blending really easily, which is it's good. And it's not drying quickly, which is also nice. I mean, I didn't expect it to because it is dewy, but still nonetheless it's giving me some decent results. Okay, so if I look very closely at my skin, I'm noticing a little bit, yeah, it's really pink on my skin now. So it doesn't look amazing. Like, there's definitely a tone difference on my skin, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping that it would, you know, set more yellow, but that's okay. I'll bronze up and make sure that it looks a teeny bit better. But the skin looks okay. It is a very dewy foundation, so you can see I'm pretty much like shiny everywhere. So if you do have dry skin and you want that kind of luminous glow, you're probably gonna like this very much indeed. Coverage wise, it's okay. It's definitely not as strong as the matte one. I know this isn't a comparison video, but it's just nice, you know, so that if you do have it and you want to buy the dewy one, you'll know kind of like what you're in for. Yeah, the coverage is like probably from to like light to medium. It's not full, but if you do have pretty much flawless skin, coverage for you wouldn't be an issue because you obviously don't have a lot to cover up. So if you look really closely, you can kind of see my redness still peeking through, like this bad boy saying hi. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is just like we're doing Wet n Wild today with everything, which is fine. So I'm just gonna pop some concealer underneath my eyes. I'm gonna use a brush to blend it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then we will see how like the bronzer applied and the blush and everything like that. And then towards the end, I will give you kind of like my first impressions, and then like I said, we will go ahead throughout the day and I'll check you guys in to see how it wears and all that kind of stuff. So the blush and the bronzer and the highlight all blended beautifully, and it's kind of looking dewy on all the places that it should look beautiful. So when the light hits your face, like you just see dew and not kind of like oil, if that makes sense. Like that's what kind of puts me off about dewy foundations on an oily skin. Like I can get a dewy foundation by just breaking out oil out of my normal foundation, but this kind of looks really beautiful, and I can tell I'm going to enjoy this while I'm on my Orotane because it doesn't feel dry, tight or matte, obviously. Yeah, I will check in with you guys throughout, so bye for now and I'll see you guys a bit later. Alrighty guys, so this is the final check-in. It's currently nearly 11 o'clock, so I've had the foundation on for nearly 10 hours, which is a long time. Just looking at the foundation, please excuse my cracked lips, it's a look. So I have a little bit of separation around my chin. My forehead looks okay. I have a bit of cakiness and separation on my nose. I don't know if you guys can see, like there's like little bits of where the foundation has kind of settled in, and then it's just kind of like gone singer. But yeah, this is what we're working with. It's not bad for 10 hours of wear, especially for a dewy foundation. I don't look too oily, even though like my skin is kind of in between oily and gonna be really dry and dehydrated. So I think for people that do have dry skin, this will be really great, and it's not clinging to any of my dry patches from healing breakouts and stuff like that. So far, well, I mean, this is the end, but I actually really do love this foundation, and I think I'm going to be using a lot of it when my skin does get a bit more on the drier side. So overall, I would give this foundation probably an 8 out of 10, just because it's a really beautiful foundation. It doesn't stink. or doesn't have like a strong chemical smell. It's it applies beautifully. The coverage is okay. The only thing that I'm taking 2 points away is just how it's just, you know, kind of separated on my chin, on my nose a bit, and like around my nose, and a little bit on my cheeks, but not too much. But other than that, I'm really happy with the outcome of this foundation, and I actually do recommend this if you are looking for a very affordable foundation for more of a drier, dewy kind of skin that you like want. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below if you've tried it, as well as to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos from me in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!